want to become a more technical DJ. I want to be known as one of those guys that can scratch real good, transform all the, you know, flares, chirps, everything. I want to be that guy that can do all of that stuff, and then at the same time be the guy that's in every club in Atlanta, got even around the nation, got mixtapes everywhere, and I'm, you know, winning competitions, tournaments. I want to be one of those guys that people, you know, admire for, you know, what I can do technically, what I can do business-wise, the relationships that I have with artists, and so on and so forth.
Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. A 1, 2, y'all, and you don't stop.
It's been a lot that has happened within the 2 years that I have been DJing. I'm about to go on 3 years actually. And I really, I've evolved completely from a guy that was just in it for the money. As I told you when I first started off, I needed a job, I needed money to pay some bills and stuff. Eventually, with, you know, the type of attention that I was getting pretty fast, because I was demanding a lot of attention. I wanted to be known as the new kid, you know, on the block and everything. Even though it was a bit premature with the skill level I was at, over time, you know, I started doing big college parties with a friend of mine named Eugene. He the one that kind of really opened up the door for me to meet new people. And after that, you know, I had got a manager and everything. He was a friend of mine, and I was just doing a lot, and then eventually I got let go of my manager, and everything was nothing personal. It was just something that I wanted to do for myself. And I had got a call from a friend of mine, Genesis. I went to DJ Genesis. I went to school with him at Albany State, and it was funny because we never even talked about, you know, transferring to Georgia State, because he transferred to Georgia State at the same time that I did. And I didn't even know he was DJing. I just know that I saw him one time, and then one day I saw him DJing, and I told him that I DJed, and he took my number down. I think we already had each other's number because we had to do like a project, a hoop project back at Albany State. That was when I was freshman, but he called me one day. I was in class, and he was like, Side, the Prince needs a DJ. And it's so funny because around that time, without even talking to him about it, I started to listen to Side and everything, and I really became a fan of his music and how he, you know, how he raps and everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm down for it. I could DJ for him and everything. And, the first place we went to was Fort Lauderdale, and then we started going to places like New York, Ohio, Chicago, Carolinas, like you name it, we was there. Now that I've linked up with Royce, Rizzy, and Will Hill, you know, both of those guys are great artists. They have a lot of ambition and drive behind what they want to get to, and you know, linking up with Rizzy. I told him, I said, the type of relationship I want to have with you as a DJ is, you know, I want to have that Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince effect. And he was like, you know, say no more. And then from there, you know, we just been building our chemistry more than anything. And we've been on the road with Yo Gotti, Juicy J, Kendrick Lamar, and I mean, like, that's just the beginning of it. And you know, a couple years from now, we're gonna be pretty big. So the come up is pretty real. I'm in Mixtape Monopoly, the network. I got Lifted. They, you know, they're like my first clothing sponsor and everything. So I've been getting a lot of attention. I've been on blogs, magazines, and everything. And it just all started from, you know, believing in myself and working hard to get me where I'm at now.
It ain't easy because I can't take it. Life was a celebrity and everything they bring it. And ever since the movie, talking about the new me. If they can't screw me, find a way to sue me. But no, it's
Spit flame, put niggas to shame. I'm so insane, lyrics sick in the brain. Mention my city, mention my name. It's the blackout, Rory got the back out, showing my black ass, engine in the glass house. Started, it's the blackout, Rory got the back out, showing my black ass, engine in the glass house. Started, it's the blackout, Rory got the back out, showing it's the blackout, Rory got the back out, showing it's the blackout, Rory got the back out, showing my black ass, engine in the glass house. Started, it's the blackout, Rory got the back out, showing it's the blackout, Rory got the back out, showing it's the blackout, Rory got it's the blackout, Rory, 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 it's the blackout.
I practice like every day. It's been a minute since I practiced because I don't know, I just been doing so many other things like producing, making mixtapes. I just been doing a lot. But sometimes it's DJing, like sometimes I lose myself in DJing. Yeah, I can be in the worst mood and then I can just start spinning. And then I'll, feel better and everything. And I think that's like an outlet for me now. Either be this or writing. I'm working on my second book now. I'm gonna drop it by the end of the summer. So it's either that. I mean, I write all the time, or me producing. And I don't even really know how to make, beats like that. But this is I don't know how to play instruments formally, but somebody told me that you don't have to learn how to read a book just to, say it's good as long as you know how to go across the keywords or whatever, and however it went. I might be wrong, but this is DJing for me, writing and all that stuff. It just makes me feel better. This is another beat I made. If it loads up. I took a Lauryn Hill song and linked up with my homeboy Donald. He's a part of Fifth Hop. Some guys I've been known since high school. Something that I started off just doing to make money, and over time as I evolved, I realized that music and DJing is like it's music. You being a musician when you DJ, and I get a high off of just getting a crowd turned. I mean, the biggest crowd I've probably rocked had been like over 1,000 people. I mean, like S concerts, and like for example, when we went on the road with Kendrick Lamar, that was crazy. I never had an opportunity to really turn up a crowd that big, and to feel an experience like that, being able to control a crowd with your music, and that's a lot of emotion that I put behind my stuff. So just to have somebody feel what I'm doing is just like I'm saying, yeah, nigga, I feel you. I'm rocking with you, and that's like my connection with the crowd of people and everything like that. Time goes by slow when you let it. Speaking of time, I wish I could go back when that day when I let you in. My heart was fresh and ready to love. Back to that time without a glove. I trusted you too fast. So break that fucking hourglass, because time goes by so slow if you let it. Speaking of time, I wish I didn't have it when I met you. 6 feet tall and he dark too. I hope I'm gold with my slight tan. I think it's time I get a man, but I lusted too fast. Break that fucking hourglass, because time goes by so fucking slow if you let it. Speaking of time, I didn't have it when we broke up. Then again and again.
I had enough time for days. I kept asking myself why I stayed. STD 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sleepless nights when I couldn't cry anymore. Why do I keep letting this nigga hurt me for? Because I